I came into this world on a hot night in 1965 in the ragged outskirts of Delta, Mississippi, where the air is thick, the church bells lie, and the truth hides in the cornfields. Folks love to talk about Southern charm and hospitality, but baby, there's a whole other Mississippi that don't make it in the postcards. And I was born into that Mississippi. My family tree, rotten at the roots, rotten in the branches, rotten in the bones. The kind of family where the boys get told they're kings no matter how monstrous they are, and the girls get told to be quiet no matter how much they're hurt. Predator men were normal in my bloodline, but here's the part nobody likes to admit. So were predator women. Aunts who'd drink too much, touch too freely, laugh too loud when a child froze or cried. Cousins who'd compare bodies like we were produce at a market. Women who'd watch the men take advantage and whisper, "Don't make trouble. We don't need no shame in this house." Shame? Baby, shame was already living in the walls. My mama, Lord rest whatever part of her soul survived. She wasn't evil, but she was weak. The kind of woman who believed a man's comfort was worth more than a child's safety. She tried to raise me, I give her that. But she was always torn between motherhood and male approval, and I was the one who paid the price for her indecision. When I was 8, the uncles started lingering too long, touching too casually, calling me pretty little woman when I was still missing baby teeth. My mama would smile and laugh like it was a joke. By 10, the joke stopped being funny. The eyes got heavier. The hands got bolder. The house got smaller. And then the day came that changed my whole life. My 12th birthday. 12 is a sacred number in hoodoo. But that year, it became a curse. My mama woke me up early, braided my hair neat, put me in a dress that was too tight, too grown, too deliberate. She didn't look me in the eye, just said, "Be on your best behavior today." I didn't know what she meant until I saw him. A man older than old, skin like dried tobacco, hat low, eyes that didn't blink. He was sitting at our kitchen table like he owned it. Mama served him cornbread and coffee like he was a guest from church, but baby, church men don't stare at 12-year-old girls the way he stared at me. His eyes dragged across my body like he was reading a contract. And he was. After breakfast, Mama sent me outside. I climbed the pecan tree out back and watched them talk through the screen door. Money changed hands. I heard my mama say, "She ain't no trouble. She'll do what she's told." I didn't understand until she came out, kneeled down in front of me, grabbed my shoulders too tight, and said, "Baby, you going with him now. He gonna take care of you. Don't cry. Don't embarrass me." embarrass her, not protect me, not save me. Embarrass her. She packed my clothes, 3 shirts, 2 skirts, and my Sunday shoes in a grocery bag. Not a suitcase, not a trunk, a bag. And she handed me over like she was trading chickens. I didn't scream. I didn't fight. I didn't even blink. Shock can make a child obedient. He took me 3 counties over to a little wood frame house that smelled like pine cleaner and loneliness. And that's where my childhood ended. But here's the part that confuses people when they hear my story. He wasn't cruel, not in the ways you expect. Not at first. Predators like him like to play nice, so the girl they own thinks she owes them her life. He bought me clothes, books, candy, let me listen to the radio, told me I was special, told me I was grown for my age, told me I understood him better than these old women. He convinced me that staying with him was better than going back home. And when the nights got dark and the house got too quiet, he'd come into my room and steal something from me. I never got back. But I didn't cry. Not anymore. I was learning how to leave my body behind. By 15, I had perfected disappearing. He could do whatever he wanted and not drift somewhere safe in my mind. A trick survivors learn before they even know the word trauma. But this ain't the ending. It's just the beginning. Because the day I turned 22, everything changed again. And the monster who once saved me would show me exactly what kind of man he really was. I turned 22 on a cold February morning. Funny thing, after 10 years in that man's house, I had forgotten birthdays could belong to me. I woke up early, like always, cooked his breakfast, folded his shirts, swept the porch. Same routine, same small, stolen life. But that morning, when he looked at me over his plate, something felt off. Not angry, not mean, just bored. He didn't touch me that night, didn't talk to me, didn't even say good night. The next day, he left earlier than usual, said he had business in town. I spent the day cleaning the house top to bottom, thinking maybe I'd done something wrong. Baby, I didn't know the wrong thing was simply growing up. Around sunset, I heard a car pull up. I peeked through the window, and my stomach dropped so hard I thought I'd die right there. He was standing next to a girl, a child, just stepping out the passenger door. Her hair was in pink barrettes, clean and bright, like my mama used to put in mine. She couldn't have been more than 12. Eyes too big, dress too thin, fear too familiar. He walked her into the house, didn't knock, didn't look for me. He He didn't have to. He already knew I'd be watching. That was his final message. You done here. He didn't put it in words. Monsters rarely do. But I understood. When he finally did speak to me, all he said was, you getting too old for this life. Time you figured things out on your own. No thank you, no goodbye, no apology. Just a sentence toasting me like a bone to a dog. He grabbed my clothes, not gently, not in a bag this time, in a trash bag. Threw it on the porch, pointed to the road. You can walk, ain't but 10 miles to the highway. I looked at that little girl sitting in my old spot at the kitchen table, and for the first time in 10 years, I felt anger. Real, living, breathing anger. Not fear, not shame. Anger. Because I saw myself in her. Saw the cycle turning. Saw how many girls he used, replaced, and discarded. And nobody, not a damn soul, had ever tried to stop it. I walked away that night barefoot, carrying that trash bag like a coffin. Trees whispering, crickets screaming. My childhood ghost walking beside me. Somewhere around mile 7, the shock wore off. I sat in the dirt and cried so hard my throat tasted like metal. Not because he threw me out, but because I realized I didn't know how to live one single day without being owned. Freedom felt terrifying, but freedom also felt like the first breath of my real life. The trucker who didn't ask questions. Near midnight, a long-haul truck slowed down beside me. Cab lights glowing like a spaceship. Driver leaning out the window with a toothpick in his mouth. You headed somewhere? He said. Not a question, just a statement. Like he'd picked up runaways before. I nodded. Houston's where girls go when they need a fresh start. He added, still not asking, still not judging. I climbed in, clutching my trash bag like a shield. The ride was silent for miles. Then the trucker finally spoke. Don't go back. That's all he said. Don't ever go back. And I didn't. Houston, the city of teeth. People love to say Houston is full of opportunity. Maybe. But in 1977, the Houston I met was full of teeth. I slept behind a Greyhound station my first night. Woke up to a girl my age stealing the shoes off of my feet. That was my welcome. For months, I drifted. Shelters, parking lots, abandoned porches, sleeping wherever the ground was warmest. Then I met a woman named Big Clara, a street legend. Her voice smoked. Her eyes didn't blink. Her laugh was a warning, not a joke. She looked at me once and said, "Baby, you too pretty to starve and too green to survive." She introduced me to the game, not because she cared, but because everyone on the streets needs puns. That's when the next 10 years swallowed me whole. Let me tell you what people won't say out loud. Selling your body ain't the worst part. It's everything built around it. Men who want to choke you just to see if you fight. Men who cried during it and made you clean up their shame. Men who wanted you drugged. Men who wanted you helpless. Men who wanted you silent. Men who wanted you gone. Dope boys testing product on girls before selling it. Pimps swinging belts, broomsticks, fists, anything to keep order. Cops who'd arrest you if you said no and ignore you if you said help. Girls disappearing every week. Sometimes you hear rumors, buried, got forgotten. Houston streets in the late 1970s and early 1980s were a battlefield, but nobody wrote history books about girls like me. I learned to sleep sitting up because lying down was too dangerous.
I learned to hide money where no man would dare reach. I learned how to run barefoot on high pavement. I learned to keep a razor under my tongue like Razor, the pimp who ruled our block and swore he was protecting us while beating us half dead. I learned survival without guidance, magic, or mercy. And yet, every night, every alley, every motel room, a voice inside me whispered, "Hold on, you ain't meant to die here." And that whisper, that was Conjure, that was spirit, that was the ancestors tugging in my spine. I didn't know it yet, but something was coming. A moment that would change everything and start the legend of Hot Mama. By the time I hit 32, I'd lived more lives than most elders. Every scar on my body had a story. Every story had teeth. Houston had molded me into something sharp, quick, and unbreakable. But even steel rusts when it's soaked in too much pain. One night, around 4 a.m., I was working a corner near a rundown motel off Scott Street. The air was thick, street lights flickering like they were fighting the dark instead of lighting the road. Razor was prowling the block with that damn box cutter in his cheek. His eyes were too wild, even for him. Something in the air felt wrong. The kind of wrong the body notices before the brain can. 2 new guys rolled into our area. Not customers, not locals, just wrong. Predators smell like predators, even in human clothes. One of them grabbed a girl named Peaches by the hair so fast she didn't even have time to scream. The other one was circling, looking for whoever was next. Razor didn't move, didn't protect us, just dialed a number on his beeper like he was calling backup, but nobody ever showed. Something clicked in me, a switch I didn't know existed. I wasn't about to let those men drag me off into some alley the way I'd watched too many girls go. I slipped out of Razor's sightline, ducked behind a dumpster, and ran. Ran so hard I tasted blood. Ran with every ghost pushing at my back. Ran until my legs shook and my lungs burnt like they were filled with fire. I ended up collapsing in a vacant lot behind a closed-down church. And that's where everything changed. The ritual I didn't know, I knew. I laid there, face in the dirt, sweat and tears mixing with soil, my whole body shaking from fear, exhaustion, and something else, something ancient. I started whispering. At first, it was just nonsense, breathless babbling. Then the words shifted into something older, something I'd heard my grandma say in fragments, words she used when she thought nobody was listening. Words not meant for church, but for power. Cover me, shield me, hold me, lift me. My hands dug into the earth, not because I meant to, but because something pulled me into it. I didn't know Conjure, not formally, not intentionally, not in any trained way. But that night, something inside me awakened. Heat rose from the ground, up my arms, into my chest. I felt hold, not by a person, by a force, a presence, an ancestral blood called older than Mississippi dirt. I heard a voice, not a whisper, not a hallucination, a voice behind my right ear that said, "Get up, you ain't done." I stood on shaking legs, covered in dirt like a newborn pulled from the earth itself, heart pounding in a rhythm that didn't feel human. And that's when I realized I wasn't alone. I had never been alone. Those ancestors who watched me survive every monster, every pimp, every night, they stepped in that night and claimed me. That night was my birth. Not the messy one in 65, but the sacred one in 87. The night Hot Mama was born out of dirt, blood, fear, and spirit. Leaving the game. The next morning, I went back to the block, not to work, but to leave. Razor tried to grab my arm. His nails dug into my skin. I turned around slow with a calm I didn't recognize yet. And I said, "Touch me again and watch how fast your soul leave your body." He looked in my eyes and stepped back. Not because he was scared of me, but because something behind me was watching through me. Even monsters recognize spirits when they see them. I walked off that block and never returned. Rebuilding a life from ashes. Leaving the streets doesn't magically fix your life. It's messy, ugly, painful. I slept in a shelter for months. Got a job bussing tables, saved every dollar I could, worked double shifts until my feet numbed, but I was free. For the first time in 20 years, I was free. And Spirit walked with me through every step of rebuilding. The day I found a rented room in a boarding house, the first time I bought myself a new dress with money I earned safely. The mornings I cried because my body finally knew what safety felt like. The nights I lit candles without scaring somebody would snuff them out. I started practicing Conjure intentionally, reading roots, talking to elders, learning all the things my blood already knew. I learned how to protect, how to cleanse, how to bless, how to see. My power wasn't pretty, wasn't glamorous, but it was real. And it was mine. People started coming to me for guidance. Women from the streets, men fresh out of prison, girls escaping homes like the one I grew up in. They came for help, and I gave it because I knew what it felt like to have nobody. Word spread. Go see the woman they call Hot Mama. She don't judge. She don't scare. She don't break. And that was the truth. I was unbreakable because I had already been broken open. The legend begins. That's how the myth of Hot Mama grew. Not from glamour, but from grit. From surviving monsters. From escaping men who bought and sold little girls. From running through Houston streets with death in my shadow. From calling on ancestors in a dirt lot behind a dying church. My story ain't pretty, it ain't clean, it ain't soft, but it's mine, and I earned it. Every drop of it, every scar, every scream swallowed, every night survived, every spirit whisper, every conjure learned. And now I stand tall with the power I built out of my own ashes. Call me what you want, mama, healer, hoodoo woman, survivor. But baby, I am Hot Mama, and I walk with every ghost that tried to kill me. Not behind me, but before me, clearing the path, lighting the way, making sure I never fall again. Join us, love. Click below or visit the link in our profile.